Yo, what up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I want to say first and foremost, we want to apologize for a lot of the content that you guys have not seen. Usually we try to post 2 videos a week or more if possible, but to be truly honest with you guys, the holidays did happen. Christmas, obviously New Year's is coming up, but just to clarify with a lot of you guys, and just to keep you guys updated, some of us got sick. I myself didn't get that bad, but some of the other guys, they did. Luckily, we're all a lot better. We're feeling good. We're back to our normal routines, slowly. And as for myself, I decided, you know what, don't want to be cooped up in the room anymore. Let's make a video. Let's stay positive. Let's do some work, because we do have parts that we need to install. But just giving you guys an update on what's been going on. For this video, I'm going to give you guys an update on what I've been doing lately. What are some plans? Maybe, I'm not sure. I'm just improvising this video. But for sure, the car is getting a new seat bracket from PCI that I've had stored away. So I finally decided to take the time, since I do have free time. I'm gonna get down to get that installed, and I'm gonna show you guys exactly why I'm gonna install this seat bracket. So let's go for a test drive. All right, you guys, we're letting the car warm up real quick. Just a quick overview of why this seat bracket is getting installed. One, the noise. I don't think it's, I'll show you guys the bracket when I remove it, but this is a DIY bracket that I welded myself. I got this Recaro seat, including the side post, and as well or the side mounting brackets, as well as the sliders. And I did some self-diagnostic on to see what was going on, and I noticed there was a lot of side-to-side movement in my seat. And I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I do have my cell phone down. I don't know if you guys, there it is, to capture that kind of point of view when we're doing the test drive. But I don't know if you guys can hear it. That noise is annoying as hell. And I think I noticed exactly where it's coming from, and it's coming from the seat slider themselves. I don't know if they're a name brand. The side posts are Recaros, but the slider itself is where the movement is at, and I've tried to Mickey Mouse it, as we like to call it, and I wasn't able to have any success with that. And even at the track, I did tighten it and it helped, but I noticed when I was at the track, I just kept hearing all of this all the time, and it made me so uncomfortable and annoyed throughout the process. And even on my daily driving, I still hear it. Like, I'll be driving and over it bumps, and you just hear it, and it's annoying. So I decided, you know what, cough up the cash, and I did the same thing that my cousin Jesse did. We both got the PCI seat bracket with the slider, everything included. I figured, why not? If I'm going to be tracking, I want to make sure, for my peace of mind, that I'm good seat wise. I think the bracket that I made itself, where the seat sliders mount, are solid from what I noticed, and that's how I was able to tell that it's the slider itself. Maybe with some name brand sliders I'll be all right, but I decided, hey, you know what, for some reason I'd rather just have everything good to go, instead of having I do trust my work, but I'd rather have something solid. So we're gonna go for a test drive, just so you guys can hear this real quick, since the car's warmed up. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys an overview. So again, like I said, let's go. There you go. That's pretty much everything I hear every single time I'm on a test drive. this is what's going on just in regular driving, and if I'm making turns. I hear like crazy. Hopefully, damn, somebody's car got their wheels stolen. That's one thing I hate, people. I don't know if anybody's ever had that happen when you guys get your car stolen. Worst thing that could happen to somebody, getting your stuff stolen. I just saw a car, and it had it was on all fours. They just dropped it on spares. So I'll tell you guys a story about what a couple things of what I went through, but of something that happened to a fellow EF owner. I'll tell you guys a story about that right now when I get back. Still, hopefully we're picking up the noise. I'm just moving left and right and I can hear this like crazy. Let me see if you guys can hear it. But yeah, we're back. Hopefully you guys can hear all that noise that's going on and that gets annoying to me. But yeah, let me tell you guys a quick story. Though, I mean, hopefully it's quick. At least me being a fellow EF owner, as well as my cousin Jesse. My cousin Jesse had his car stolen. I could guarantee you he was devastated, sucked. Luckily he got the car back. They just took some bits and pieces, but it still hurts because one person, you know, we work hard for the things, you know, for at least for this hobby or this passion that we have. We work hard and we just, you know, try to afford what we can, especially at that time we weren't making a lot of money, and we were prideful of what we had, so it always sucked when that happened and they stole your stuff. No matter what it is, I would like to think anybody, if you work hard for something and you know you get it stolen, it sucks, you know, because there is a process and there's time spent, time sacrificed in order to obtain that money, in order to be able to buy what you want, you know, whether it's the littlest thing to something crazy, you know. It's time that you waste, and for somebody to take it just like that, it sucks. Honestly, there's this, unless it happens to you, it's hard to describe the feeling, but it's just devastating, to be honest. To me, it happened, literally I had an EF and I could count 5 times, twice that it was stolen from me. Luckily I got it back with everything in it, but in total probably about 5 or 6 times in the attempts to steal it. And that's why I do not have an EF anymore. For that particular reason, I just couldn't sleep. I would have to be checking outside my house all the time. It just got to the point where like it just wasn't, it was better to let it go, even though till this day that's still my dream car. Some people might have, you know, other cars that they want to dream of, like Lambos or stuff like that. Ideally I would have wanted a GTR, but I know it's kind of hard to be able to afford something like that. So a reachable goal of a dream car that I truly have a passion for and always will be is a 1990 Honda Civic EF, or the EF chassis in general, a hatch. Hatch, that's my passion. I have a deep regard, a deep love for that car. But that's why I say another fellow EF owner. Even though I don't have one, I do plan on getting one day when I have a house in the garage, which that's might be in the future. But as a fellow EF owner, the story that I have is that it started with my mom came out and told me, hey, there's a guy looking around your TSX. He circled it with his buddies and they're checking out your car. Go see what it's about. So we saw the guys and they were coming. I saw them leaving. I didn't see them circle the car, but I saw them leaving. And the issue was that I've had that happen before, so I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna confront them. I'm gonna see what's going on. So I got in my TSX, drove around, chased them down, found them walking, and I told them what's up, you know, in an aggressive manner. Hey, what's up? you know, you guys looking at the car, you guys like what you see, to seeing what the response was. It probably wasn't the smartest thing for me to do, but out of rage and because I've been there and I don't want somebody to take something from me, they just said, oh, no, we were looking at your car. And I was like, okay, why? And they're like, oh, it's because I just got my car stolen and I'm looking around the block to see who might have stole my stuff. And I was like, oh man, it snapped. And I'm like, wait, is the car the EF? I didn't tell him that, but in my head I was like, man, I bet, like, I think his car is the EF that's been in my block at the corner for about a week. And he's like, oh yeah, my car is the one that's over there. It just got stolen about 2 weeks ago. And I told him, oh, hey man, you know, I switched my tone. I'm like, hey, you know, I'm really sorry. That car's been there for about a week. Normally I wanted to call the cops or to have somebody come and look at it, but in the block that we are, there's a lot of cars that come and go, and you know, you never know if it is actually somebody's car or if it's not. And the other thing that kind of threw it off is that we've had a lot of people that don't have homes. They'll come and live here and stay in their cars, so we thought it was maybe that situation in that case, because everything looked fine. And then there was a day where we saw somebody come and was working on the car, and we assumed that it was theirs, and they were there for a bit. They left the car the same way. It looked the same as before they left it. Like, it didn't seem like, if you saw door panels off, you saw parts off, you probably wouldn't noticed anything. But when the kid told me, he said, yeah, they stole his radiator, his air intake, and his steering wheel. I immediately felt bad for the dude. And you know, he told me his story, and I told him my story, and I could see that he was, you know, he was really bummed out. And I've been there. I know how it is. So I really felt bad for the guy. And then also, the reason why he came over is because he saw the cars. There's a TL, you know, lower TL parked outside. There's a TSX, also look modified. I have my wife's Beamer parked out front, and then we have the Team Integra in the front of the house. And so that's what initiated him to come and check it out and see if maybe one of these cars had something from his car. So it's understandable, but you know, that's the story that I have about that. And you know, luckily he got the whole car back. And you know, it is sad to get stuff stolen, and it always hits me hard seeing that happen to people. I wouldn't wish that on anybody, whether my enemy or anything like that. I wouldn't wish somebody to get their stuff stolen. Honestly, I wouldn't. But it is sad. I know we went down a sad road, and I kind of lost myself while I was saying that story. It kind of zoned out. But I mean, luckily the guy, everything's cool. Hopefully he can get his car back up and running, and you know, let's build up a little bit more security. You know, kill switches and stuff like that help a lot. So hopefully he's doing good. Like I said, I don't wish that on anybody. But yeah, I'm gonna get started back on this install and go from there. So I'm gonna take off the steering wheel real quick, take off the seat, go get some tools, and show you guys my little DIY. So let's get to it. Alright you guys, so sorry if you guys hear all the background noise, because I do live next to a freeway and we always get cars going back and forth. But you guys can see I already got the seat out. Super easy, you guys know. Just 4 bolts, seat belt, bolt, and then that's pretty much it. Alright, yeah, so we're gonna get started on this. We're gonna take it apart, should be these 4 bolts, and should be good to go. Alright you guys, I'm going to show you guys the seat bracket and what I was running. These were off an old Civic that I had, so I took all 4 of them off before I threw away the seat, and I fabricated this seat bracket itself. And the seat, the Recaro seat, had already came with the seat brackets and the sliders, but I've noticed that these sliders have too much play, and that is the reason why I think we're getting all this noise. So hopefully once replacing all this, we'll get rid of that and have a more solid base seat. So I'm gonna start, probably just gonna leave this just the way it is and bring out the PCI one, unbox it, and get that installed onto the seat. Alright y'all, let's get to unboxing this thing real quick. As you guys can see, this is what you're gonna get. Obviously the base hardware. This is attached to the seat slider, the side bracket, and that's pretty much it. I'm just gonna read over the instructions and go from there. I'll probably hit you guys on a time lapse so I can get all this installed. We are gonna have to adjust it most likely because I don't know where it's gonna mount or where I'm gonna want to sit to my level. So it's gonna take some time and trial and error in order to get this to sit correctly. So let's get on it. Alright you guys, as you guys can see, I am doing this by myself, so it's kind of hard to get certain angles that I want, but as you guys can see, I have the bracket mounted as well as the slider, and then the next step is to get to here. This thing also mounts in 2 points. On my old seat, on my bracket that I had, if you guys notice, I only have one, so there is room for two, but I only put one bolt, so maybe that might have helped out a lot if this was a lot thicker, and then I was able to put 2 bolts in order for structure. But even then, I still think the slider itself, if you guys can see what I can do right there, like right here, you guys can already hear that noise. That was a noise that I would hear. So maybe that might help out a lot, just because you have all this open space as to opposed to like a bracket like that, which is super a lot sturdier, to be honest. Like I said, on mine I only probably mounted it like on this last hole, but on this one it has the availability to be able to mount it here and here. On the front it has the same thing as well, and they provide all the hardware for that. I think it all depends on your size, or I'm not 100% sure, but for myself, I am going to use both just because of what happened to me. So I'm going to use both of these mounting source points. We're going to get this all mounted. Where I mounted it, I kind of based it off where I had it over there, but this is a lot higher than mine, so I set myself lower. So once I put it in the seat, I'm going to see if I need to go lower on the seat or go higher on the seat. But the adjustment is easy. It's just, just taking these off with the Allens, and it should be good. So let's get back on the install. Alright y'all, so as you guys can see, we did run out of sunlight. I hate the hour schedule the way it is. I don't know, it's this daytime saving thing. It's barely like 5 o'clock and there is no light. Like, it's done. I literally had like maybe couple hours to do this. But to be honest, I didn't think it was going to take this long. There was some complications that I don't know why, because supposedly the seat was supposed to be, well, I assume it was plug and play. Not 100% sure why it wasn't like that, but I did run into a couple issues. Nothing too bad, but I do want to show you guys that tomorrow in the daylight, and then we'll go on a final road test so you guys can see what I'm talking about. That way I can show you guys in the Canon, because there is a big difference from recording on my cell phone, which is right now, as to recording in the Canon. So we're gonna wait till tomorrow so I can finish off this video and go from there. So let's get to tomorrow. Yo, what up everybody? So as you guys can see, I just got home. You guys saw in the other video that there is actually no noise coming from this seat anymore. Even though I just did a road test, I did notice, I thought if my seating placement was okay where I wanted it, but I just realized that that's not the case. I think I need to lift the front portion up a little bit. I feel like my seat, if this is my seat, oh, I don't know. I don't know how to give you guys an example, but basically my seat, the bottom part, I feel like it's like this. So maybe I need to pick it up a little bit. I feel like my feet or my butt is going down this way now that I've actually driven it. So like I said, easy adjustment, no problem. But yeah, let me show you guys exactly what I had to do in order to get this seat to fit right. So everything else on this seat was perfectly fine. The issue that I had, let me slide this back. If I had, how do I say it? In order from the first try to get this seat to mount properly, what I had to do is kind of bend this, not bending it like, you know, actually putting it on a vise and bend it, but just pushing it down. I had to actually step on this in order for it to come down, and even then the hole didn't line up. It was either, if that one was lining up, the other two will line up, or if I was able to line these two up, then in the back only one lined up and it wouldn't fit correctly. So what I ended up doing is I ended up getting a step drill and basically drill the hole out this way to have extra play and room in order for me to be able to mount it. Once I was able to do that, then I still had to pry it down a little bit because I didn't want to drill so much. But all in all, I once pressing this down and kind of prying it this way, the bolt did go in. So far, for the most part, everything is in, everything is bolted, and I am super happy with this seat, besides the whole having to mess with it. But other than that, I highly recommend it. It is a great seat, and it is a night and day difference compared to my bracket that I had made. I am super happy with this modification on my car so far. I've been trying to invest a lot of better quality parts, even though I have to waste a little bit more money. But I don't mind it, knowing that stuff like this, where this seat doesn't move, I can do this all day. You're not gonna hear any noise from this anymore. So I feel comfortable. I feel like it's rock solid. I am gonna still try to modify the one that I made and try to make it a little bit better. And who knows, I might actually end up giving it away once it's structurally sound. Just, you know, so somebody can have that option of being able to run it. Since I have no more use for it, if I can pass it down to somebody else so they can use it, why not? But yeah, that should wrap up this video. Sorry that it is a long one. I know I did a lot talking with the story and whatnot. But yeah, for the most part, that's pretty much going to wrap this video. I do highly recommend this seat. Hopefully my cousin can get his on so you can see what I'm talking about. And yeah, you know, I'll just mess around with it. I'm not going to record it, but I'll mess around with the adjustments still, just to get it to where I want it. But for the most part, I drove it and it is fine. It just feels a little bit weird. But yeah, I mean, you know, I can't highly stress how much I would recommend a proper seating bracket and all the equipment in order to mount your seat. I know if your budget is not within it, you know, you got to do what you got to do, which is what I did. But if you do have the possibility of doing it, I would recommend doing it. But yeah, like I said, we're gonna wrap up the video. Hopefully you guys like this content and you guys are able to stick with me towards the end of the video. And I will provide another video where we give you guys an update of what's been going on throughout this past time, where, you know, we haven't posted any content. So you guys will see that pretty soon if I can get the other guys on board to record content at their own homes of what's been going on, and to give you guys an overview of their plans and whatnot. But yeah, gonna say later to you guys, and hopefully you guys have a good New Year's, because today is New Year's Eve, so this video might be a little bit late, but hopefully you guys have a good New Year's, and hopefully 2021 brings us a lot better goals and everybody can accomplish what they want this year. As well as us, we got some goals we're going to meet, and hopefully we see you guys at the next track event in February. So with that said, later guys, and thank you guys for staying tuned to another video. Later.